Welcome to Coreum Concepts. Thanks for coming by the channel today. I'm going to take a quick market update today and announce a few important things that I came across, and we'll get into some longer, heavier stuff here this weekend coming up. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Please, if I provide you some value here today, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate all those that have already done so. Let's get into it here. So Coreum's just taking some pressure here. You can see 43.26 cents. Solargenic coming in at 16.2, and XRP is 38.6 cents. Bitcoin coming in at 21,824 on the day. So the whole market had a pretty strong pullback today. The US 10-year yield just tanked, so kind of pulled everything back, and like we said last week, everything was just getting up to those upper level resistances, so the pullback's not too surprising here, so proceed with caution. As you can see, the total crypto markets fell below that 1 trillion mark, sitting at 970 billion. Gold's coming in at 1854.36, silver's coming in at $21.86, and the DXY is 103.377. It's worth noting here that Coreum has exceeded 70,000 holders officially today and 58,921 trust lines. So that's good. We're consistently adding those wallets every day. You can see the day's range has been fairly volatile, 48.4 cents as a high and 42.3 cents as a low. And the 24-hour volume is still fairly good, $500,000, so that's not too bad for Coreum. Our Certic audit is making steady progress, also coming in at 42% today. No official change in the status itself, but percentage-wise, we are still continuing to go up daily. So today I put out a tweet. I came across a very deceptive ad for the CoreDAO token, which is not affiliated with Coreum in any way, shape, or form. This has been an ongoing problem I've highlighted a few times in the last while. I've done a video on it a few weeks ago. It's very deceptive marketing, taking advantage of Coreum investors. It's getting worse every day. So you look at this here, OKX listing campaign round 1. Actually, I'll just open it up and see, because it's worse when you see the whole ad here. So if you notice, this is an ad for CoreDAO, but you tell me where you even see the words CoreDAO on this page. Notice how the deposit core is in green. OKX X core, so they're even getting the X core tangled in there. Deposit core token. Core token, core. Everywhere's core. Not one mention of CoreDAO. Not one mention of CoreDAO, the actual name of the product, in the whole advertisement. Just core. I'm getting lots of people asking me where to stake and if they stake, and are they going to be eligible for the snapshot. I don't even have a solid answer for that. I just want to get off this screen here. Actually, I'm getting, as I was saying, I'm getting people asking me if they stake their core right now, is it going to be eligible for the snapshot? And I know there is one place to potentially stake Coreum right now that I'm aware of. I haven't looked into it. I have no desire to ship my Coreum off to anybody before the snapshot. To me, that seems very risky. But that's just me. Everybody's got their own risk tolerances and their own things that they want to do, so that's fine. I'm not going to speak out against something I don't understand. But one thing I do know is going on outside of that one case that I'm speaking of, the rest are all listing and the same exchanges near the same time as Coreum, and just pushing it as core. So I'm trying to make an effort every time I address it on Twitter or YouTube or anything. I'm using the full Coreum, just because I think we got to create some separation between the two, because there's clearly a deliberate agenda to try and deceive Coreum holders or just cause confusion and chaos. I don't know what it is. It's so there's definitely something going on here. This is by far the worst one I've seen yet, but I just want to warn people out there, the safest thing to do right now, don't put your tokens anywhere, unless you're 100% sure. As far as staking to the validators, I've said many times in these videos, I plan on staking to community validators such as Zen Lounge or the Core Heroes campaign, maybe even some other ones, because you can divvy it up between multiple if you want. But the point is, until they tell me I can stake, I don't know when or where that's going to happen. So for those of you that have been asking in the comments in my videos and in my messages, I as far as I'm concerned, I'm not staking anywhere. That's my answer. So if you are looking at seriously staking, just do your research, make sure you're doing the right thing, and all the best. So I tagged Bob and Reza and Coreum Official in this. Hopefully, as bad as this one is, I think something's got to be sent to somebody here, because it's taking away investors from their projects. So in my mind, it's something that should be dealt with by the community or by them or somebody. We got to come to some agreement, because there's still lots of people that refer to Coreum as core in printed media and online everywhere. So it's really confusing people that are excited and trying to come into the Coreum ecosystem, and they're coming across stuff like this. Today, Coreum tweeted out that Coreum Wave 2 grant applications are open now. Unlock the true power of programmable assets on the blockchain with smart token technology, set to power the development of robust dApps. Submission deadlines March 15th, 2023. Coreum.com/grants.
Issued tokens that are wrapped. Coreum introduces the next generation of blockchain-based assets. There are roadblocks when it comes to the issuance of fungible and non-fungible assets. Deploying and relying on smart contracts can become expensive and insecure. Their executions are non-deterministic and not guaranteed, making them not optimal for issuance and tokenization. Coreum is the first blockchain to introduce smart tokens, natively issued tokens that are wrapped around smart contracts, allowing them to execute functions independently. They are superior by being customizable, lightweight, and flexible, all while offering extendable functionalities. Smart tokens can be programmed for CBDCs, stablecoins, tokenized securities and stocks, soul-bound tokens, interactive NFTs, programmable money, P2P secure messaging, wrapped cryptocurrencies, real estate tokenization, transparent voting, ISO 222 compliance. They allow enterprises utilizing the Coreum network to predetermine behaviors of specific tokens in order to execute hyper-specific transactions without the demand for an intermediary. Although there are other iterations of the smart token available in the market today, smart tokens on Coreum present unique opportunities to fully maximize and extend upon the limits of tokenized fungible, non-fungible, and hybrid on-chain assets. Smart tokens, the next generation of blockchain-based assets, supercharged with smart contracts.
Boom. Sounds good to me. I'm glad they're starting to talk more about their smart token technology, because I think that's really going to set it apart from everything else and be the core of the success of the platform. So a quick look at something I'm going to dive into a little deeper this weekend and do some video on, and I got a lot of content to put together. There'll be more than one video coming out this weekend, so looking forward to it. But this is relevant to one of them for sure. Here's Otto Nito with Sologenics Securities Marketing crew there. He tweets out, Tokenize Europe 2025, a test for the general understanding that tokenization is the right way forward, but we tend to overthink it. At Real Sologenic, we already have the tool to make this happen, starting with the securities market. So yeah, there's a little bit more to talk about on that one, obviously. So got a hectic week here. I'm in training here this week and next week, so my brain's working pretty hard all day, and got to feed cows and such early in the morning before I go. So it's been little sleep and long hours here lately, so just trying to get out as much information as I can. Today's video, I think, was extremely important to warn everybody about this ongoing core DAO. I don't know what the deal is, but it's starting to look like quite the scam, because there's some part of it is, anyways, there's some coordinated effort to deceive people here in one way or the other. So that's never good, no matter what the outcome of that is. Somebody's going to get hurt if it's allowed to continue, in my opinion. So anyways, I'm going to shut this one down for tonight. Appreciate everybody's support, and if I provided some value today, please hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification button. And thank you so much for all of those that have subscribed in the last couple weeks and have this channel really taken off. It's really keeping me energized and excited, and the best is yet to come. So I'm looking forward to the journey with a lot of the great people I've met over here in the last couple weeks on my YouTube channel. So peace and prosperity, y'all. Talk to you tomorrow.
I was doing some research for my talk, and I looked up Heineken. Gerard Heineken, who was the founder of Heineken beer in 1864. He talked his rich mother. Heineken's come from a wealthy family even before the beer. He talked his mother into buying a brewery in 1864, which they then turned into Heineken. Gerard was a hard ass, tough as nails. Now, I didn't know him, I'm not that old, but I did know Freddie Heineken, the old man, and he was hard ball buster. Now, I don't know his daughter, the current CEO of Heineken, but I'm told she's a ball buster. I did know Steve Jobs. I do know Elon Musk. I do know Warren Buffett. I do know, and they're all ball busters. Success leaves clues, kids. I just named 5 of the greatest names in business in the last 150 years. And they all have one thing in common. They're ball busters. They're hard as fucking nails. Where does that leave you? I'm the only speaker that you're ever going to hear that really, with all his heart, doesn't give a shit. If I leave here you liking me, I did something wrong. I fucking did something wrong. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here as a favor to Michael, my mentee, for 20 years. I'm not here, if you all died today, I don't give a shit. And I mean it. But Steve Jobs didn't give a shit about you either. Warren Buffett doesn't give a shit about you today. Elon Musk doesn't give a shit unless you're going to buy a Tesla car. Don't you understand? Don't you get it? You think Elon Musk wants to fit in? We know the answer is no, right? You want to fit in because you had poor role models at home. Most everybody in this room is a pleaser. I tell you to set goals beyond your lifetime. I tell you to set goals as soon as humanly possible. When kids come to me, they want to make 1 million, 10 million, and then when they've made 100 million, they say, Mr. Pena, we would have never, ever dreamt that we could create 100 million until we met you. You will never exceed your highest expectation. You will never exceed your highest, craziest thought. Never. That's a guarantee. And so then why, other than you've been taught by your parents in conventional wisdom, to set low goals? They've told you, the theory is you set low goals so then you can stair-step achievement, and you won't be as disappointed when you fail. That's the theory. But normally the person or the persons that have proposed that theory are poor. So they fall into three categories. 10 years ago, my demographics were between 40 and 55, meaning the people that came were interested in me. 10 years later, my demographics are 15 to 35. 15 to 35. Now, the people that come, a third of them don't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of. They don't have €2 to rub together. They don't have €2. They've either taken a mortgage out on their house, and in the United States, they can even get student loans, which I don't understand that exactly. But I mean, they get student loans. And of that third, half are still in school, living at home. Okay. The next third have businesses that really aren't real businesses. All they are is they've produced a job for themselves, a job for their wife, a job for their, their cousins. They're doing between 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 euros a year in business and maybe 2 million euros in business. They've got a business that barely gets along. A third of them have been reasonably successful vis-a-vis conventional wisdom. They've got businesses 5, 10, 15, 20 million. We've had some people that actually had some serious money. So those third. But that's no representation of who's successful. Because the third that already have money figure out this is too much fucking work. Okay? The third that's in between, life has a way of catching up. Their mother is dying of cancer. And I'm not saying this because it's funny. Their 9-year-old daughter gets pregnant. 9. And their whole life, you have a 9-year-old daughter that gets pregnant and you keep her, your whole life changes. I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay? And the third, the kids have less baggage. We have kids, the only asset they have is a 15-speed bicycle, which kind of puts the same category you're in. A 15-speed bicycle. For those of you that have done any research at all, on my website, we have teenage multimillionaires flying around in their own jet planes. Teenage multimillionaires flying around in their own jet planes. They understand that?
I think they do.
Okay. You should be embarrassed. Teenage multimillionaires flying around in their own jet plane. And he's the one that had the 15-speed bicycle. That's why I use it a lot. He's not a teenager anymore. He's 21. If he were standing right here, Josh Kim. He's half Korean, half Caucasian. But the one thing that they all have in common is they're fucking hungry. Hungry for a better life. Hungry for change. Hungry for the tough love their parents didn't give them. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. And you've been taught all your life not to ask. To politically fit in. So the one moving part is a motivated seller. Now let's say that this table are all in IT. This table is in manufacturing. This table is in medical services. And this table is in construction. Of these 5 tables, or 5 industries I just mentioned, you're looking for a seller that is between 55 and 70. He has no line of succession, meaning he has nobody to leave the business to, because most children today don't want to have anything to do with their parents' business. There's no succession planning. So there's got a guy, 68 years old, he's been in the business 35 years, he's built up a construction company to 5 million euros a year. He makes let's make it even numbers, €1 million a year out of 5 million, which would be a great business. That'd be 20%. And no pain, no gain. It's the same in life. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Dan Pena, Ted Turner, amongst a whole bunch of others, all had one thing in common. We all slept in our office the first 5 or 10 years of our business life. Slept in our office the first 5 or 10 years of our business. I'm the only person out there that has done with kids like you, deals in the millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions. From teenage multimillionaires, which you're probably tired of hearing about, Josh, by now, to the largest transaction in recorded history, $500 billion, my mentees. Neom, the city of the future in Saudi Arabia. If anybody speaks Arabic in the audience, which is not likely, but if you speak Arabic or you're willing to learn Arabic, Monday, buy a one-way ticket to the kingdom, Saudi Arabia, never return. There's going to be at least 1 million billionaires made in Neom, the city of the next century. Most of you have been taught taking action is listening to a podcast. Taking action is reading a book. Taking action is taking a course online. No. Taking action is pulling the fucking trigger. You know, I say in 4 words what most people say in a book. Just fucking do it. That's taking action. You don't get the third pretty girl to say yes to buy her a drink unless you ask her, right?